Hey, everybody. Wave if you can hear me, please. Good, good, good. Okay. Just looking at all these beautiful faces. Okay. Here we are. Yay. Okay, I've got to let somebody else in. All right. So, probably already figured this out. I'm Heather Ambler, and welcome to Tapping to Heal, Transform, and Thrive. I want to thank you for being here with me today so that together we can use the gentle power of tapping to heal whatever is holding you back or causing you to suffer. So let's dive in. If you've never done EFT before, that's totally fine. The basics are very simple, and you'll learn how to tap just by watching the rest of us. So just follow along and don't even worry about doing it right. EFT is very forgiving. And even if you're totally new to it and it feels a bit awkward, as it does for most people when they start out, it will still be effective. So I conduct these EFT workshops much like I conduct my EFT private sessions. Hold on, I gotta let somebody else in here. And now my notes are gone. Hold on one sec. Da, da, da. Okay. So I conduct these workshops like my private sessions, very much so. And I'm going to be working with 3 volunteers today, one by one. And as I work with each person, everyone else is just going to be tapping right along with us. So if you're not the person that I'm working with, as long as you're tapping, you will heal. And the reason for that is EFT works by focusing your mind on the issue that you want to heal while tapping, and doing those 2 things simultaneously heals it. So sometimes the tapping statement that we're all tapping on together is going to fit something in your life that needs healing, and sometimes it won't. And again, either way, you're still going to be healing, because whatever statement we're tapping on is going to bring up something for you. And as you focus on that while tapping, you'll heal. So I'm going to pause to answer questions throughout the event. So if you have a question, please hold on to it until I ask for questions. And that way the workshop will just flow better for everyone. So before we start our healing work together, I just want to remind you that this event is being recorded so that those who can't attend live can still participate and receive the healing benefits from it. So when I ask the volunteers questions, I want you to apply. Hold on, I have a whole bunch more people I need to let into the waiting room. Okay, here we go. One sec. There we go. So where was I? Oh yeah, when I ask the volunteers questions, I want you to apply those same questions to yourself. And people keep coming in and I keep having to let them in. Sorry for the interruptions. So I want you to apply those same questions to yourself and whatever it is that you're wanting to heal today. So if what I ask them doesn't precisely fit your situation, that's okay. Just modify it as best you can. And lastly, and this part's important also, I need to say that by participating in this workshop today, you are taking full responsibility for your own well-being and your safety. And you acknowledge that as an EFT practitioner, I am neither a physician nor a psychotherapist. And so nothing I say today should be considered to be medical advice. Okay, so before I work with our first volunteer, we're going to do a brief exercise. And this exercise, you can kind of draw from, if you did your workbook, if you filled that out, you can draw from that. If you didn't fill out your workbook, no worries. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So get out something to write with, please, and write down your answer to the following question. If there was one thing in your life that you most wanted to feel better about today, what would that one thing be? So it could be the pain of losing a loved one. It could be some kind of unresolved trauma from childhood or another time in your life. It could be a fear, a relationship issue, a money problem, feelings of low self-worth. It could be stress, and concern, maybe sadness and fear about what's going on in the world these days. A lot of people are experiencing those feelings about current events. So whatever it is, I want you to write down your answer to that. So again, if you could, if there was just one thing in your life that you wanted to feel better about today, what would that one thing be? So go ahead and write that down, and then I'm going to have you write something else in addition to that in a moment. Okay, did everybody write it down? So now what I want you to do is I want you to write down the following sentence. When I think about this, I feel, and then finish that sentence. When I think about this issue, this subject, this person, whatever it is, I feel. So it could be, for example, when I think about losing my mom, I feel devastated. Or when I think about my fear of mountain lions, I feel terrified. When I think about current events, I feel sad and scared, whatever the case may be. Okay. So go ahead and write that down. And then once you've done that, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the most intense emotional pain or distress you've ever experienced, what's the emotional charge that you feel with this statement that you wrote down? And go ahead and write down the number next to your statement. Everybody set? Looks like it. Okay, so now who would like to work with me on this? Go ahead and raise your hand if you would, please. And I can't see everybody. Maybe you can raise your hand in the chat, because um, there are so many people here that I can't see everybody on my screen. I have to like click stuff to see stuff. Okay, hold on. I can see hands going up. And of course, I don't have my glasses on. That's not helping. So if you raised your hand, I want you to do it again, because I saw some virtual hands going up. Let's see. I see you with the green and the overalls and the glasses, but I can't see your name.
Hey, Tom. My
Hi.
name's Carrie. Hi. I'm with Shona, who's
Oh,
at
that's
her computer.
okay, got it. There's two of you here. Okay. Hi, Shona. And what's your name?
Carrie.
Carrie?
Yeah,
Okay. So you want to work with me on this?
sure.
Okay, great. Thank you for volunteering. Okay, so I've got my notes over here. I'm going to be taking a lot of notes. And let's start healing this. So we're going to be tapping together. I'm going to be typing notes. So everybody who's watching us work together, if I stop tapping, it's because I'm typing. Just kind of try to disregard that, and we'll be healing this. So, Carrie, what did you write down?
Uh, Brad, from a loss.
Okay, and I'd like you to either name the person, use their first name, or their relationship to you, like mom, friend, brother.
Gabriel, my son.
Ah, okay. Okay. I'm so sorry for your loss, Carrie. Okay. And what's the way that you tend to think of it in your own mind? Do you think of it as he passed away, he died? What's the wording that is most natural to you?
Somebody killed him.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to write down a statement. I want to read it to you, and I want you to tell me if the wording is just right or if we need to adjust it. Okay. So here it is. Somebody killed Gabriel. Is that okay? Okay. And the emotional charge on that?
Sad.
Yeah.
10-ish.
Yeah. 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 Okay. And have you done EFT before, Carrie?
No,
Okay. That's okay. So you're brand new to it.
I
Okay.
am.
Okay. And there's something in EFT that's called the setup.
Hmm.
And the traditional wording for the EFT setup is I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Another possibility that some people prefer is I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love. Which of those two options feels the best to you?
Second one.
Okay, let me write that down. Okay. So I'm going to guide you through the sequence of tapping points, okay? That since you've never done it before, and some other people here probably have never done it before either. So we're just going to go through the points together, so everybody can get a sense of it who hasn't done EFT before, or maybe you haven't. People here have done EFT, but they haven't done it with me before. So Carrie, what I want you to do is I want you to extend the first two fingers of both hands like a flight attendant pointing at exit doors, okay? And I want you to now bring those fingers to the beginning of your eyebrows, and your middle finger is really just kind of along for the ride. I use two fingers just because it's easier than using one. We just have better control. So, sorry, your index finger is along for the ride. So your middle finger goes at the beginning of your eyebrows. Can you see me okay?
Hmm.
And
Yes.
then your index finger is just kind of further in on your eyebrows. And we're just going to tap there, just gently but firmly. And then now we're going to bring those tapping fingers to the outside corners of the eyes. It's going to feel bony there because we're on the orbital bone. So we're near the eyes, but not touching them. And then we're going to now move underneath the eyes. Again, it's going to feel bony because we're on the orbital bone, also known as the eye socket. And then I use one finger to tap beneath the nose on that groove between the bottom of your nose and the top and on your top lip. It has a name it's called the philtrum, which you don't need to know that. I just say beneath the nose. And then I use two fingers for the chin point. And the chin point is on this indentation here that everybody has on their chin. Okay. And then collarbone, which is kind of a misnomer because we're not actually tapping on the collarbone, we're tapping underneath it right here. And I use like all four fingers of both hands. I mean, I use all my fingers except for my thumbs, but you'll see me do it with one hand because I lift up my headset so that it's not making a noise. Okay. But you can do it like this, or you can do one hand. So your thumb is over here and the other fingers are over here. And now we're going to tap underneath the arms. So we're tapping on the side of the body right here. For some people, this is more comfortable. For some people, this is more comfortable. Okay. And now we're going to tap on the side of the hand. Some people call this the karate chop point. I say side of the hand. And then the liver points, which are underneath the breasts on the rib cage. Okay. And then the last points, I call this heart and crown. So we're tapping actually in the middle of the chest. So it's another misnomer because, of course, the heart's over here. We're tapping on the sternum in the middle of the chest. And at the same time, and it's going to feel awkward at first, and I promise you'll get the hang of it, then we tap the crown of the head. So it's not the top of the head, it's further back. Perfect. Okay, so heart and crown. Okay, so here we go. So I want you to repeat after me. We're going to tap together, you and me, Carrie, and everybody here with us. And I want you to tap on the side of your hand just like this and repeat after me. Okay, we're going to do this 3 times. Even though somebody killed Gabriel,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel,
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Good. Again, even though somebody killed Gabriel,
Though somebody killed Gabriel,
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Good. And one more time. Even though somebody killed Gabriel,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel,
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Okay. And I just want to pause for a moment and I want to ask you, I want to say to you actually, if this is feeling too intense for you, tears are normal and fine and all of that. And if it feels too intense for you, I want you to tell me because if it does, I can create a workaround so that we can still heal this, but it feels less intense. Okay. So that's available to you right now if you want it. And it's available to everybody here too. Anyone else who I work with, I can always create a workaround so that we work more around the edges of in this case, the traumatic loss. And then the process is a little bit less intense. So are you doing okay with this? Okay, I just want to make sure because I don't want you to feel re-traumatized or overwhelmed. Okay. Okay, you're doing great. So now we're going to shorten the statement back down to its original wording, which is somebody killed Gabriel. And we're going to repeat that. You're going to repeat that tapping statement through every tapping point. Okay, so let's tap together on the eyebrows and go ahead and say out loud, somebody killed Gabriel.
Somebody killed Gabriel.
Mm-hmm. And now repeat that at the outside corners of the eyes.
Somebody killed Gabriel.
And then keep going beneath through all the points. And so I'm going to show you where to go so you don't have to remember. Go ahead.
Somebody killed Gabriel. 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 Somebody killed Gabriel.
Now the liver points. Yeah.
Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel.
Good. We're going to go for a few minutes with this. Okay. You're doing a great job. Somebody killed Gabriel.
Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel. Somebody killed Gabriel.
Sorry, I was letting someone into the workshop.
Somebody killed Gabriel.
Go through the points one more time. Okay.
Okay. Somebody killed Gabriel. 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 Somebody killed Gabriel.
Let's pause there. Great job, Carrie. Really great job. Okay, so I'm going to read the statement to you, okay? And I want you to tell me how it's feeling right now from 0 to 10. So it might be the same, it might be lower, it might be higher. There's no right or wrong answer. We're just checking in to see how it's feeling for you, okay? Here we go. Somebody killed Gabriel. What number does it feel like right now?
8.5.
Okay. Yeah, good. So it's healing. It's healing. Good, good, good. Okay, okay. And I'm going to read you a new statement. I'm going to read you the first part of it, and I want you to finish the statement for me, okay? With the first thing that pops into your head, even if what pops into your head doesn't make sense to you or you don't agree with it, okay? So, what we're doing here is we're accessing your subconscious mind, also known as your emotional truth, as opposed to what your conscious mind thinks, believes, etc. about it, okay? So, somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel.
Lost. Lost.
And what's the emotional charge on that statement right now?
I don't know what you mean.
Ah, so the pain, the emotion that you feel, the painful emotion with that statement, somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. From 0 to 10, how much of an emotional charge does that statement bring up for you?
Pretty strong. I feel kind of nauseated.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's not a 10 though.
It's not a 10. What number pops into your head?
I'd say 8.
Okay. So the nausea is temporary. And also, we can back off of this statement and do another round of tapping on the previous statement. Do you have a preference in terms of which one we do next? Somebody killed Gabriel or this new one?
I have no preference.
Okay. Let's do the new statement. Okay. And then we'll take it from there. If it starts to feel too intense, I want you to tell me, okay? And again, I'll figure out a way for us to work around it, to back off of it and still heal it, but in a way that feels less intense, okay? Okay, here we go. So let's tap together on the side of the hand and repeat after me. Even though somebody killed Gabriel,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel,
and that makes me feel lost,
and that makes me feel lost,
I'm doing the best I can,
doing the best I can,
and I deserve love.
and I deserve love.
Yeah. Even though somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost,
I'm doing the best I can, and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can, and I deserve love.
Mhm. One more time. Even though somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost,
I'm doing the best I can,
I'm doing the best I can,
and I deserve love.
and I deserve love.
Good. Now we're going to shorten it back down to the original wording and take it through all the points together. Okay? Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost.
Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost.
And keep going with it.
Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost.
So let's pause there. I'm going to read this to you again, Carrie, okay? And I want you to tell me how it's feeling from 0 to 10, okay?
Okay.
Somebody killed Gabriel, and it makes me feel lost.
6.
Okay, good. So from an 8 to a 6. And it seemed to me maybe like it went up before it came down. Was that your experience too?
Yes.
Yeah. So from an 8 maybe to a 10,
Yes.
and now down to a 6. So that's a lot of healing in one 5-minute round of tapping. And that was amazing, Carrie. That was so courageous. And I want to tell you something. It's hard to imagine, I'm sure, and hard to believe even, right? But I want you to know that all of your pain about losing your son can be healed. Okay? Again, impossible to imagine and probably impossible to believe, and I get that. And I know from experience with many, many, many people over the past 17 or 18 years, I can't remember how many, it is possible. Okay? And the way to do that is just what we've been doing. We've unpacked a little of this incredibly traumatic loss, We just keep unpacking it and we keep tapping until all of these numbers that signify the amount of pain that you feel about this loss and all of the different aspects of it. We keep unpacking it and we keep tapping until all of those numbers are zero. Again, impossible to imagine, probably, and impossible to believe. And that's okay. You don't have to believe it. But it is possible. And if you believe it just enough to continue to use the tapping to heal it, you will continue to heal until you're no longer in pain. And you'll still have all of the love that you have for your son will still be there. All of the love will still be there, but the pain will be gone. Okay?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Do you have any questions about what we just did or anything related to this or anything that you want to give voice to at this point?
I'm curious because generally I pack it away,
Yes.
but when it comes up, when I feel it simmering close to the surface,
Yes.
is that the ideal time to tap, or is just generally certain times of day is a good time to tap, or what do you
Mhm.
think?
That's a
What are you?
really good question. So, um, I want to answer this in two different ways. Okay, so if you're going to work with a professional EFT practitioner, then do it during those sessions, right?
Mm,
And keeping it packed away, like that's a good the ability to do that is a good thing, right? Because you have to just carry on with life, right? And of course, it's an overwhelmingly painful loss, so it comes up to the surface, like you were saying. So in that case, so let's say you were working with an EFT practitioner once a week for an hour, right? And healing a lot of this quickly. And,
mhm.
it still maybe is feeling overwhelming at times during the week. So in those moments, if you are in the privacy of your own home, or you're at work and you can go to the restroom or your car or whatever, and then set a timer for like 10 minutes. So you don't have to think about the time, and you just tap through the points in silence until the timer goes off. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so that's the one option. You're working with an EFT practitioner to heal this completely and permanently, all unpacking all the different aspects of it, and then as needed, tapping on your own just to kind of take the edge off overwhelming emotion that's coming to the surface. If working with a professional is not an option for you, another way to approach this is to write about it. Okay, so like either writing like this the old fashioned way on paper or on a laptop, whatever is most comfortable for you. And setting a timer, again, timers are really helpful because you don't have to think about the time, you don't have to check the time. And I also want it to be a manageable amount of time so that it's not just too much, right? So set a timer for
Yeah.
30 minutes and just pour your feelings out about Gabriel, whatever is up for you in that moment. If it's the trauma of how he died, or if it's just the pain of him not being around, of missing him and all of that, whatever it is, just pour your heart out onto the page or onto the screen. Okay. And when the timer goes off after 30 minutes, then I want you to read what you've written out loud. It doesn't have to be out loud. It can be whatever works best for you. Sometimes out loud is helpful because it keeps us focused. Whatever works best for you, out loud or silently. And as you're reading it, you're tapping through the points, just at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. It doesn't matter how long you stay on a particular point or how quickly you move on from a particular point. It doesn't even matter if you skip points, okay? It's still going to work. All right. And so if you've been writing for 30 minutes, you're going to have a few pages, right? Well, depending if you're doing it like this or like this. So I would suggest tapping it out two times in a row. Okay. Right. And so what I'm recommending now is not necessarily doing this when it's feeling overwhelming. in those moments. You can, but really when it's feeling overwhelming as you're just trying to get through the day, the 10 minutes in silence. So this other method of journaling and then tapping that out, that's more like giving yourself a session. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and maybe if you're going to work on this on your own, make an appointment with yourself, maybe like put it on the calendar to make it official. And
Mhm.
then the session is, you have an hour to write for 30 minutes and then tap it out for however long it takes you to read it while tapping 2 times. And then you have a little time maybe to just catch your breath, let all those changes integrate, those changes that are going to come as a result of healing. Does that make sense?
Yes, it
So,
does. Thank
so
you.
this is for everybody too, right? If you want to give yourself an EFT session, this is a good way to do it. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Carrie. So I just want to give you a little bit of a warning because this is such a huge loss and it's such a traumatic loss. Okay. So if you start to feel overwhelmed, if it starts to feel like it's re-traumatizing you, I really strongly suggest that you work with a professional. Okay.
All right.
Um, and people can and do. I'm sorry, my dog is being. Can you hear him? Come here, Charles. Sorry, he's pretending that he can't get up on furniture by himself. Charlie, say hi to everybody. Say I'm sorry for making a fuss. Okay,
Right.
up you go. Go on, get up there. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so people can and do heal very intense trauma and grief on their own. And it can be a lot. And in some, I don't know you, right? In some cases, it can be too much, right? So I want you to be really honest with yourself and gentle with yourself. And if it's feeling like it's overwhelming and it's too much and it's re traumatizing you, I want you to get really, really real with yourself, okay? And stop, okay? Um, and um, and really see if you can work with someone, okay?
All right. Thanks a bunch.
You're very, very welcome. Again, I'm so, so very sorry for your loss, Carrie. And I want to say it again because it bears repeating. You can be free from this pain, even though that's probably impossible to imagine or believe. Okay. And you deserve to be free from this pain. Okay. Thank you for working with me.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate your courage. Um, okay. So I'm going to take questions now. Does anybody have a question about what we've done thus far or EFT in general or what has come up for them as we were doing those rounds of tapping with Carrie? Go ahead and raise your hand. And again, because I can't see everybody on my screen, I have to like click over to be able to see everybody. See if you can do the virtual raising of hands. I don't even know if I can see that without clicking over. Um, I don't think I can. Why don't you put it in the chat if you have a question for me right now? Okay. So go ahead and type into the chat if you have a question. Just say, yes, I have a question, and then I'll unmute you and take your question through conversation as opposed to typing it into the chat. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions here in the chat. Hi, Clara. Yeah, what's your question? Let me find you here.
Hi, good evening.
Hi
Um,
there.
I had numerous emotions that came up, so I'm wondering, do you tap through the various different emotions, or do you just stick to one emotion?
In one round of tapping, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. So can you give me an example?
So, like I had that I felt unworthy and sad and abandoned. So, like to me, they're three separate emotions. They can tied, but
Yeah.
they've three
Yeah,
separate
yeah,
feelings.
yeah. Yeah, so that's a really good question. It's an important question for everybody to hear the answer to. So, can you share, would you be comfortable sharing a little bit more about what you were feeling unworthy, sad, did you say, and abandoned?
Yeah, sure. I was broken up with, so I felt I was rejected, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore I felt unworthy and sad and abandoned.
Mm-hmm. And rejected.
Yeah, and rejected.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great question. So, um, so your partner broke up with you. How would you word that?
Uh, I worded just that he rejected me.
Okay, so he broke up with you.
Yeah.
And did you think of him as your boyfriend, your partner?
My partner.
Okay, so my partner broke up with me,
Yeah.
and that makes me feel
And that
unworthy,
makes,
sad, abandoned, and rejected.
yeah.
Yeah, so here's my answer. So typically,
Yeah.
so I do both. So sometimes I will include multiple emotions in a statement like that. My partner broke up with me, and that makes me feel, usually I won't do more than two. That makes me
Okay.
feel unworthy and sad. Okay. But also, what I'll do in addition to that is I'll tease it all apart so that there's four tapping statements. My partner broke up with me, and that makes me feel unworthy. And then another statement, my partner broke up with
Okay.
me, and that makes me feel sad, or I feel sad because my partner broke up with me. Like I'll tend to
Yeah.
change the wording up. My partner broke up with me, and that makes me feel abandoned. You know what I mean? And then tap them out
Yeah.
separately. That's usually more efficient, actually, sort of counterintuitively, to tap it out separately, to tease those apart into separate tapping statements. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for the question. Okay, so I'm gonna work with another volunteer now. And so go ahead and raise your hand if you would like to work with me, or put it in the chat, actually. Um, Beautiful Blonde said I should get two monitors, which may assist. Okay, duly noted. I'm not quite sure how that would work, though. I know it's a thing, and so I will look into that. Okay, so go ahead and type into the chat if you want to work with me to tap on this in this next round of tapping. And no one is typing into the chat box. So yeah, Rebecca, what's your question?
Hi, it's more actually what came up with me with Carrie's share and how when you were working with her.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, like, if you would spend much time around, like, does she want to heal or like bringing permission to heal, something like that? Because with my own losses, so I've noticed that there's resistance.
Yes. It's very common to have resistance to the healing of grief. In fact, almost everyone that I have worked with over the past 17, 18 years has some resistance, and sometimes it comes up in the beginning of the healing process, and sometimes it doesn't come up until quite late in the healing process when most of the grief and the pain has already been healed. And the resistance shows up in many different ways, right? There are a lot of false and limiting beliefs about grief that can create the resistance. Um, Beliefs like, if I'm not in pain about this loss, then I'm going to lose my connection to this person. If I'm no longer in pain about this loss, then sorry, I have to let somebody in. Um, if I'm not in pain about this loss, I'm not being loyal to this person. I'm not honoring their memory. All these different things. So I always look for those when I'm in session, when I'm working with someone privately. I look for those things. Sometimes they arise in the process of us while we're in session. I don't start with those beliefs. I usually start with a straightforward statement of fact. This person passed away. And then we take it from there. But I always look for them at some point in the healing process to make sure that I've left no stone unturned and that every single aspect of this loss has been unpacked, identified, and healed. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. That's a great question. Okay. So I'm going to work with our second volunteer now. So who is that going to be? Go ahead and type into the chat if you'd like to work with me. Just say, hey, I would like to. Okay, nobody is volunteering. And I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I guess what are we going to do here? If nobody else wants to work with me? Okay. I'm going to ask you, Carrie, if you would like to continue working with me in this workshop, because no one else seems to be volunteering. And I would be happy to continue to work with you if you would like to. And if you don't want to, that's okay. There's no pressure. Okay. Um,
Uh,
Hi. Do you want to? Or again, there's no pressure. You don't have to. Huh?
it, it was lovely because I've never done anything like this before, but I want others, specifically my friend,
Mm.
to take part also. But I don't want to hog the situation. So
Okay. So first of all, you're not hogging. I asked, I invited. If so, I'm going to going once, going twice. This anybody else who wants to volunteer, go ahead. And I'm going to ask again after I worked with her for a while. I'll ask again if somebody wants to volunteer, and then if nobody does, then Carrie, you can work with me as much as you want to, and if you feel like you've had enough, also like it's not on you to to be the volunteer for the whole workshop. Martin, are you raising your hand over there?
No, sorry.
Okay,
I'm
I
all
just wanted to
good.
make sure. I saw something out of the
Thank you.
corner of my eye. Yeah. Okay, so let's heal more of this. Okay, Carrie?
okay,
Okay, thank you for your courage and thank you for your willingness to work with me in this way and help everybody else heal as well. So just a reminder, guys, just focus on whatever it is that you need to heal or whatever is coming up for you as I work with Carrie, okay? And just keep tapping. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just look at my notes for a second, okay? So we did one round of tapping on the statement, somebody killed Gabriel and it makes me feel lost. We're going to do another round on that, okay? And we're going to see then where we are with it. And then I'm going to determine where we should go with it from there, okay? So let's tap together. I'm going to write something down here. We're going to tap for about 5 minutes, which is what we did in the previous statements that we were tapping on together. Okay, Carrie? So here we go. Tapping together on the side of the hand and repeat after me. Even though somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost,
even though somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost,
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Mm-hmm. Even though somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost,
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Mm-hmm. And one more time. Even though somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost,
Even though somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost,
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Good. So now we're going to bring it through all the tapping points. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost.
Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost.
Good.
Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Oh, somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost. Somebody killed Gabriel, and that makes me feel lost.
Let's go ahead and pause there. How is that statement feeling for you now from 0 to 10? Would you say somebody killed Gabriel and that makes me feel lost?
I'd say 5.
Good. So it's continuing to heal. Good. We've gone from a 10 to a 5. We started, as you remember, at an 8, and then it went up to a 10, then down to a 6, and now we're down to a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll explain to you for your benefit and for everybody's benefit here. So again, all of these different tapping statements need to be tapped out until they're a 0, which means they don't hurt anymore. And when we tap out one statement, it often helps to heal another statement, meaning when we tap out one aspect of a trauma or a traumatic loss, it'll help to heal other aspects of it. So once I've tapped on something, usually 2 times, I'll move on to another statement, though like today, sometimes I'll move to another statement after just tapping on the original statement once. It just depends, okay? So I'm going to read a new statement to you, and I want you to finish the statement with the very first thing that pops into your head, even if what pops into your head doesn't make sense to you, or you don't agree with it, or you don't like it, okay? Again, we're accessing your subconscious mind here, which is running the show because you're a human, and that's how it is for all of us, right? So here's the sentence. I want you to finish it. When I think about Gabriel, I feel...
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
don't feel like crying at the moment, so I
Good.
feel a little bit more peaceful. I guess you
Good. We don't need to tap on that. Good,
could.
good, good, good. Okay, okay. So this is what I'm going to suggest, and this is what I often do with a major trauma like this, in this case, a traumatic loss. I'll do something which in EFT is called the tell the story technique. Some people who are here with us may be familiar with this. And the way it works is that you and I sort of dialogue about what happened while tapping through the points. And then that heals many different layers of many different aspects of the trauma. So if you're comfortable doing that, let's do that. If you would rather not do that with me, either because we're in a group setting or you just don't want to, that's totally fine. And it's not necessary. It can be helpful, but there are plenty of other ways to go about healing this. Is that something that you would feel comfortable with, telling me the story of what happened, or would you rather not?
I could tell you.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do, okay? And I'm going to be tapping with you some of the time, and I'm also going to be typing notes, okay? So I want you to just go ahead and tap with me, and I want you to tell me the story, and you just begin wherever you want to begin the story, okay?
Okay. Gabriel was 16. He had Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and he would go sailing with the Disabled Sailing Association. And on the first day of summer, he was having his first sail, and because he was unable to walk anymore, he was in an electric wheelchair. He had done his first sail, and this was his third year of going, and he had a great sail, a lovely time, and I came to help get him ready into his chair, and
Let's move here, Carrie, to the outside corners of the eyes. There you go.
he was dropped onto his boat and subsequently went into the ocean. And they didn't have appropriate gear to get him out. And because he was so weak, he wasn't able to, right himself or anything. And so somebody jumped in to help him, and I was there watching everything. And when we were all able to get him out of the water, the ambulance finally came. And anyway, they took him to the hospital, but they worked on him for a few hours, but were unable to revive him.
Okay. Okay, let's just pause for a moment, okay? So he was dropped as they were trying to transfer him in his wheelchair from the dock, I guess, to the boat. He was,
From the boat to his from the boat to his wheelchair, and the
oh,
rigging
okay.
broke.
The rigging broke. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. And that was after the sail. He'd had a lovely time sailing, and then they were transferring him. It's coming back to me now. They were transferring him from the boat. He didn't have his wheelchair on the boat, and they were transferring him from the boat into his chair using this rigging, and it broke.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
somebody had worked on the rigging and added some things to it, and they shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't strong enough to hold him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read you a statement, okay, based on what you just said, and we're going to see how it's feeling, okay?
Yeah.
The rigging wasn't strong enough to hold him, and it broke. And does that feel like a neutral fact to you, or does that have an emotional charge?
It makes me really angry.
Mm-hmm. And 0
Yeah.
to 10, how angry?
10.
Mm-hmm. Would you be willing to tap on that statement with me?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to tap on this for 5 minutes, and then we'll take it from there and see what direction to go in. All right, so let's tap together. You're doing so great. Tap together on the side of the hand and repeat after me. Even though the rigging wasn't strong enough to hold him and it broke.
Even though the rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Even though the rigging wasn't strong enough to hold him and it broke.
Even though the rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
Doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Doing the best I can and I deserve love.
And once more, even though the rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
Even though the rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Good. So now we're going to bring it to the eyebrows. The rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
Rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke. The 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 rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
And let's just pause there. How is that statement feeling for you now? The rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke.
Much softer.
What number pops into your head?
6, 7.
Good.
5 to 7.
5 to 7. Yep. Okay. Yep. I get it. Yeah, that's not uncommon. Okay, so that's a lot of healing in one 5-minute round of tapping. Good, 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 good. And just so you know, and so that everybody here knows, any issue, any loss, any aspect of any loss or trauma or anything like that, once it gets to a 4 or below, 4 and below, it starts to feel a lot different. And by different, I mean better. So yes, a 5 to a 7 feels better than a 10 for sure. But when it gets to a 4, that's when it really starts to feel different, which is a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. And it's a bit of a pitfall because things tend to feel so much better when they get to a 4 or below that people think that they're all the way healed, that the issue is all the way healed when it's not. In fact, it's still 40% unhealed, right? So I just want to let you and everybody know that the magic number of 4, right, is things just feel so much better, and hallelujah. And don't stop there because you're not finished. Okay. So I want to test a statement based on something that you said before we tap this one out, and I want to see how it's feeling. Okay. The rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke, and that makes me really angry. How does that statement feel? Does that still fit how you're feeling or no?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good. So finish this sentence for me, please, with the first thing that pops into your head, even if it doesn't make sense or you don't agree with it or you don't like it. The rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke, and that makes me feel
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
And what's the charge on that? The rigging wasn't strong enough and it broke, and that makes me feel sorry.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of layers to it because the person that did it didn't do it on purpose. They were young and they shouldn't have been doing that job. And it's not just one thing. A lot of different things.
Yes.
And I feel bad for the people that were responsible and all. So I feel sorry for the whole of it, not just
Yes. Yeah.
not because he's dead.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
And that makes sense. Yes, it's complicated for sure. And all of those different aspects need to be addressed with this, right? And they can all be healed, right? So that it's not feeling like this big, complicated sort of grief and cluster of grief and trauma. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just can all be teased apart, unpacked, and every aspect of it healed, right? And so if you were going to continue to work with me, we would address, this young person who was too young to be working with the rigging, and maybe the company, and all the different ways in which you feel sorry and sad and wishing that things had been different and could be different, and all of that. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions for me?
Not right now.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for me about what I've been working on with Carrie, or about what's been coming up for you as we tap together and heal together? Go ahead. I'm going to open the chat and see. I have to leave. Okay. So go ahead and if you have a question for me, just say in the chat that you have a question, and then I'll unmute you, or you can unmute yourself, and then we can dialogue about your question. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions coming in here. Okay, so we have a little less than 20 minutes left. So I'm going to give, if someone else would like to work with me today, go ahead and say so in the chat.
So,
Hi, Amy. Okay, so I'm going to work with Amy. And before I do that, I just want to thank you again, Carrie, for working with me. And I want to thank you for your courage. And I want to encourage you again to keep healing this, keep working with this in whatever capacity you're able to, so that you don't have to have all of this pain anymore. Okay, again, you'll have all the love for your son Gabriel, and you won't have the pain anymore. Impossible to imagine or believe. Yeah, sorry, unmute yourself. Yeah, what were you going to say?
no, I wasn't expecting this today, and so I'm very grateful for everybody's hearts and for your help too.
You're
Thanks.
so welcome. It's an honor and a privilege to help you with this. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, Amy, let me see if I can find you here in this Zoom room somewhere. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Thanks, you too.
What do you want to work on?
Well, I just noticed something interesting come in during this last little bit that I've been moving through a major process the last few years, and it's cost me a lot of money.
Mm.
I just noticed that I have a belief that I've lost all that money.
Mm-hmm.
I hold shame around it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm focused on the fact that I no longer have the money rather than looking at everything that's transformed in my life instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me read you a statement that we could use as a starting point, and maybe we'll use this as is, and maybe we'll modify the wording. Okay. I lost a lot of money, and that makes me feel ashamed.
I pretty much have the same sentence written down.
Okay. Okay. And do you want to say a lot of money, or is it more helpful to use the dollar amount?
No, it's even though it's not true, it's I lost all my money.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. But it's your emotional truth.
Yeah, it's my emotional
Yes,
truth.
yes, yes.
I still
Okay.
have money, but it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I'm really glad that you explained that. So for you and me working together right now, and also for everybody here, so that our tapping statements need to represent our emotional truth, even if we know consciously that our emotional truth is not factually accurate, right?
Yeah.
We go with the emotional truth. Okay. So what is the emotional charge on this? I lost all my money, and that makes me feel ashamed.
8.
Mm-hmm. And what number is this? I lost all my money.
Just that sentence, I lost all my money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's a 9.
Mm-hmm. So it's optional, and we're going to get where we want to go either way. But which my suggestion would be to start with I lost all my money, but which one sort of feels itchier to you right now? The
When I
shorter one, or when
when I
you
add
add the shame?
yeah.
Okay, so we're going to begin with that, and then we'll see where we are with both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't. So what do you want to use? I'm doing. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, or I'm doing the best I can, and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can.
Mm-hmm. And then there's actually a third option.
Okay.
I was doing the best I could, and I deserve love.
Let's stick to the I am.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go. Ready? You and me. and everybody who's here with us, even though I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed.
Even though I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed.
I'm doing the best I can.
I'm doing the best I can.
And I deserve love.
I deserve love.
Mm-hmm. And I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed.
Even though I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
One more time. Go ahead.
Even though I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed, I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Good. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed.
I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed. I lost all my money and that makes me feel ashamed.
Let's pause there. How's it feeling now?
It's about a 3.
Good. It's a lot of healing in 5 minutes of tapping from an 8 to a 3. Good, good, good. And what, if anything, did that bring up for you?
I noticed 2 things. One, I saw the ridiculousness of it, reality, right? And then I also saw the victim in it,
Mm.
the attachment to the victim piece. So
Can you say
like,
more about that?
well, I just noticed like if like I was thinking about different things where I would feel like where in my head I was justifying it, but like it would be silly things like needing new brakes on my car or
Mm.
or I did this X thing because of that, but like there's like a victim
Mm-hmm.
mentality in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how does that express itself? For example, does this fit or not fit? It's not my fault that I lost all my money.
Um, yeah, there's some sort of icky charge in there.
0 to 10, how much ick?
It's like an 8.
Yeah. Yeah. So that needs some tapping.
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do another round of, we're going to do a round of tapping on this. We're doing one more round of tapping for today's workshop, and then I will take questions again. We're going to run over a little bit, so anybody who needs to go ahead and go, and let's tap this out, okay? Here we go. Even though it's not my fault that I lost all my money.
Even though it's not my fault that I lost all my money.
And do we want to add this or not, Amy? And it makes me feel icky to say that.
No, I don't need to add it.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Even though it's not my fault that I lost all my money.
Even though it's not my fault that I lost all my money.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
And one more time, go ahead.
Even though it's not my fault that I lost all my money. I'm doing the best I can and I deserve love.
Good. It's not my fault that I lost all my money.
It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money. It's not my fault that I lost all my money.
Let's pause there.
Okay.
What's going on?
What's going
How's it
on?
feeling?
I'd say it's down to a 3 as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Okay.
was able to see that little hidden layer of the victim in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like blame myself. I don't blame the outside world, but I can see under the surface where there's that victim piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's unpack that a little, just a tiny bit, and then we'll start. I'll take questions and we'll start wrapping things up. So I want you to finish this sentence with the very first thing that pops into your head. You know the drill, even if it doesn't make sense to you, or you don't agree with it, or you don't like it, or all of the above. It's not my fault that I lost all my money because
I didn't know what else to do.
what number is that?
It's like a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. So that's going to be a good one to tap on. It's not my
Yeah.
fault that I lost all my money because I didn't know what else to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. So do you have any questions for me about
No,
what we just did or how to move forward?
that's like lots of nice clarity here. Thank you.
Good, good, good. You're very welcome. Thanks for working with me today.
Yeah. Thank
Appreciate
you.
your courage. Yep, you bet. Okay. Does anybody have a question for me? If you do, let's see, I'm just seeing what's in the chat. So yeah, just in the chat, if you have a question, just let me know that you have a question and then we can dialogue about it. Nobody's saying anything, so that is okay. Let's see if I can see you guys better. Okay, so was everybody able to, Ingrid, do you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question.
Hi, Ingrid.
Hi, everyone. When I've been tapping on the situation for an hour and it's still very intense, is it wise to just take a break and then take it up again the next day?
Yeah, an hour is a lot.
Yeah, because you said something like at 4, it's not gone yet. So then I'm, between myself at one hand, oh, it's not 4, it's 4, that's not enough. I need to tap on. And the other, and I also know I'm so riled up and I'm so crying that I probably, so there's part of me that says, baby, take a break now. You can do it again tomorrow. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, an hour is a lot, right? And especially if you're feeling very emotionally charged and even maybe flooded, it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Then put it away and come back to it at
thank
another
you.
time.
I do flood myself. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so was everybody able to get their some healing here today? Like, were your numbers coming down, everybody? And if not, well, first of all, if so, and you want to share about that, let's do that now. Just say in the chat that you would want to share what that was like for you. And also, if your numbers didn't come down for some reason, and you want to ask about that, please feel free to do that as we wrap up for today. So I'm just looking in the chat here to see if anybody's going to type in something. Okay, I guess not. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up here. So thanks everybody for being here with me today. If you would like to work with me privately, you can schedule a session with me on my website, heatherambler.com. And it's just been beautiful to work with you today to heal these things that are holding you back and causing you to suffer. As we wrap up, I want to ask you to always, always keep in mind that if something is causing you pain or stressing you out, EFT will set you free. So be sure to use this incredible healing tool whenever you need it. People in the chat are saying stuff. Oh, okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So that's it for today. Again, it's so wonderful to work with you in this way and to be here together to use EFT to heal all the things. And that's all for now. So have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you, Heather.
You're so welcome. You're so very welcome.